I want in my next woman to find out how she deals with, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I want to find out how she deals with tough times. Remember, it's a cycle. You're just in that part of the cycle. Be aware of that. Know that your time is coming back around. We go through these things. We have these highs. We have these lows. We do this evaluation. We get stronger, and then the cycle repeats. Right? Welcome to the Psych Expansion Podcast, a podcast where we discuss the connection between past, present, and future generations. I am your host, Gabriel Elijah. How are y'all doing today? You know what I'm saying? Like earlier this week, I was starting to get frustrated, and I just needed to get this off my chest. I know I'm starting fast, but I need to get this off my chest because it was a learning moment for me. I was starting to get frustrated at the fact that, you know, it was hot. I'm here working. They got me doing extra work after I finished what I'm supposed to be doing. And I had to sit there and think to myself, like, you know, you could have no job, right? That's always a possibility. You got to think about this differently, bro. You got to think about this as this place, this job here is an investor to your dreams. How aren't you enjoying this? You know, and once I thought to myself like that, and that type of pattern of it, or that sense of it, I'm like, you're right. I got to enjoy the process, because this right here, this grind right here is going to make me stay grinding whenever I get to where I know I'm going to be in the future, which is having the #1 podcast for figuring out the commonalities, the patterns of life, the cycles of life. And speaking of cycles, we're going to speak on a cycle today. We're going to speak on the cycles of the highs and the lows. Yes, the highs and the lows. We all go through it. You know, what goes up must come down. Yeah. So start out like this. We're going to start with the highs to get you going, right? You notice how you can experience periods of high energy, like it's like your phone going crazy. You got every girl, every man hitting you up, wanting to go on dates or whatever. Your light bill isn't as high as it was last month. Your water bill not as high as it is. What else? Somebody come fill up your tank for you unexpectedly. It's like that period of time when things are just seem to be going your way. Like I'm telling you, it's like you're in your bag out of nowhere. We all know about those times, like, well, at least I do, right? Because I know there's been periods of time in my life where it just seems like I'm starting to get, and you guys gotta answer this question for me. Why is it that whenever you start dating someone, it seems like you start getting all this attention? You know, you ever had that feeling? Like you start dating or talking to someone and it's like you got them coming from left, right, falling out the sky, jumping in your arm. It's like, where did all this attention come from? I actually had to do some research on that, right? To see if it was a real thing. And this is what I found, actually. It says the term often used to describe the attention or interest someone receives from others after they start dating someone is relationship status effect, or some people call it relationship halo effect. It refers to the phenomenon where individuals may become more desirable to others once they are seen as being in a committed relationship. This effect can arise due to various factors, such as increased perceived attractiveness, social proof, or a notion of wanting what others have. So it's basically given they want me now because they see that I can be committed. They see that I'm a good man, and they see what I'm doing for these women. And like, you know, the happiness that I provide for them, the happiness that I give to them. So that's why they want it. That's why the other women be on me whenever I start getting a chick. Or that's why they be on y'all whenever y'all start getting into a relationship and whatnot. When life is looking good, when life is doing, it's even not even relationships, when life is just looking real good for you, you start to notice like people want to be a part of your life. But then, you come into those lows. With every high, there's a low. There's always that low, and it hits at the most unexpected times. I swear. It hits at the most unexpected times. Me going through those lows actually have made me into a better person. Um, Yeah, like me going through those lows actually made me into a better person because like whenever I go through them, like, my phone dry, it seems like bills is coming back to back to back. Maybe my job isn't they're working me longer hours and I don't feel like I got time to do what I got to do at the crib. And I'm just not thinking real logically right now. I am high in emotion because I ain't gonna lie to you. That's how I was the other day. I was hot. It was like 90 degrees and I'm hopping in and out of that van delivering them packages. And then when I finish, they want to call me in to go deliver somebody else's. He didn't just say go pick up half his bag. He said take everything he. And I was like, take everything he has. And I was just like, man, listen, all right, just send me the address because I'm very humble. I don't want to. I try to look at things in a brighter light, even in the lows, right? But them lows will definitely have you. Especially when that girl coming off them highs and then that girl end up breaking with you and you ain't breaking up with you, or that man end up breaking up with you, and then all your little side pieces is gone now because you didn't choose them and you waited too long and now they done found somebody else, and now whenever you try to go back and talk to your friends about it, they ain't really got time to talk to you about it because they in relationships of their own, so they really just focus on what they got going on, or they having problems for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, them times is the worst. You be in the crib, listen to Al Green, Love and Happiness. Y'all didn't know I could sing, did y'all? I know y'all didn't. But yeah, y'all be in the crib, listen to Al Green, Bobby Womack. If you think you're lonely now, you know what I'm saying? And I know some of you younger people probably listen to Summer Walker or SZA ready to go murk something. Go ready to be toxic. I already know. And I say y'all younger because like I'm 29. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be 30. I've always kind of looked forward to the 30, like not rushing my age, wanting to rush there, but 30s just seem like that age where it's like you coasting a little bit. You feel me? Like you kind of figured out enough, you know. You figured out enough but not everything. At least like for me, right? Like that's how I feel. I do see some people in their 30s and 40s and 50s just still trying to figure out what they should have figured out in their 20s or teens. But hey, listen, you figure it out. They will figure it out. Don't judge nobody, right? We're not here to do that. This is a safe place. But yeah, so back to the lows. We hit them lows. Things seem real tough, rough. You know, you might be trying to hit that person back up, or you probably looking for a job and can't find a job. It's just all this stuff going wrong, right? All this stuff going wrong. So then you go into the recovery stage. So we done been through the high, we done been through the low. Now we're recovering. It's been a little bit of time. We done been able to sit with that stuff for a little bit. So we're self evaluating. We think about it on those situations like, okay, maybe if I would have been more attentive to this relationship, maybe it would have worked out. Maybe I would have seen that they needed more attention than what I was given, or maybe I should have not been as toxic as I was, or maybe I could have worked harder that day and not given attitude just because I was feeling some type of way. Like we're going through those past moments to try to better ourselves when we go back in. You feel me? Because like we don't want to go back into the same situation. That'd be the main problem a lot of the times. People just get hurt, get fired, whatever the case may be. Don't like the job, quit the job, get in a bad relationship, hate the relationship, get out of the relationship. But they don't do no self-reflect. Like they don't evaluate what happened. They don't go back and try to problem solve. They just accuse, and there's a lot of accusing and not a lot of accountability, right? Um, that's you gotta like sit in that, feel that, think about everything that happened, where you could have went right, or what you did wrong, or maybe what they did wrong, and why you didn't notice it sooner. It's just that that reflecting that you have to do. I'd be saying self-reflecting, but I guess that's the right, I don't know. Anyways, you got to think back on a situation, right? So when you go back in, you're strong, you're a better person, you're a better person. So now, once you decide it's been a little bit longer, you back on the dating scene. And you good now. You good. You done started that job. Like I said, you back in the dating scene. You talking to new people. You done seen your ex or whatever in a grocery store. You walking right past them. Or you're not even like on no petty stuff. Like it's like to the point where you're over them. So like you done did so much recovery and seeing value in yourself, built yourself back up. You just go in there. You might see your ex and be like, what's up? Or hey, how you doing? Like, I hope all is well, good seeing you. And then keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? It's not even phasing you to see that person. Or you may see an old boss or an old coworker that was giving you a hard time, and the reason why you got fired, or whatever, like the case may be. You're not even thinking about that no more, right? That's the last thing on your mind. They damn near forgotten. They damn near was never there, to be real with you. So we good now. We grown. We strengthened up. Then we go through that repeated cycle. We go through all that shit over and over and over and over again. That is the cycle of life that I wanted to talk about today, right? We go through these things. We have these highs. We have these lows. We do this evaluation. We get stronger, and then the cycle repeats, right? It may not scale to be that large of a thing. Like, it may be highs and lows within a relationship. It may be highs and lows within that job. You never left that job, or you never left that relationship. But within that, the key, two key points. Remember to do your evaluation, like think about what's going on and how you can make things better. And the second key point is, remember, you're just in that part of the cycle. It's not going to last forever. You're just in that part of the cycle. This shit is just temporary. It's a part of life. You have to have highs and lows. You have to have highs and lows. It's just part of the game. Like, don't be mad at it. Don't be mad at it. Don't hate to play it. No, what? Nah, that doesn't fit. But listen, don't be mad at it. You're just in that part of the cycle. Just know things are going to get better. Just know you need to do your reflecting, or your evaluating, or your I don't know, not necessarily reminiscing, but like reminiscing. Just like, you have to go back and think about the situation. Not saying put yourself there and be all, oh man, they should have never did this. Like, that's all they wanted to do was go out and party and smoke and drinking. Like, because at the end of the day, you chose this person. Like, you should have taken time to get to know this person. You've seen signs in this person. Like, a lot of people are good at hiding things, but that's where communication comes in, and paying attention, right? Like, most of the time you can catch people that's hiding something, right? They'll slip up because it's not at the forefront of their mind unless they are really, 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 really sneaky. But how many times you going to come across people that's really, really, really sneaky to the 8th power? You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of times. So just remember, key points are, this is a cycle. You're going to go through it. Don't be down on yourself. Don't be so disappointed in yourself that you made a mistake, or, you feel like just take your time and think about things, and just know you're in that part of the cycle. The cycles of life. Yeah. I want to read this quote, right? It says that, where is the quote at? It's a quote by Marsher. I said Marsher. I'm speaking like them Memphis folk. They be like, Memphis people got a weird way of saying certain words, music, or merge. That ain't how they say it. They be like, I don't know why they do that. But anyways, it's a quote by Marcia Sinter. It says, life's ups and downs provide windows of opportunity to determine your values and goals. Think of using all obstacles as stepping stones to build the life you want. Marsha Centaur. And that's very important, right? Like whenever you're going through a relationship and you're out of it because of whatever reason, right? Maybe y'all just taking a break. Just take that time and focus on like what you want out of life, what you really value in life. Don't sit here and dwell on that relationship that you see falling apart and you're just spending all your time trying to put that together. Because most of the time, listen, for my fellas, if you're a guy and the woman says, like when she says she's done, like she been done, I'm pretty sure all y'all know that. If you're around my age and been in a couple relationships, you should know that when they say they're done, they've been done. Like they've been, like, as far as like mentally, they've been done. They it's like they're there, but they're not there. They're like planning their escape or some shit like that. I don't know. Women, some sneak. Listen, I'm not trying to like disrespect you women by any means. You know what I'm saying? But come on, gotta be honest. Like, you know you're done way before you say you're done. Like, you just feel it, right? You gotta give me that one at least. Gotta give me that one at least. But yeah, take that time though in between, whenever you're doing your recovery and whatnot. Think about why that relationship went wrong, or what you not didn't necessarily like about a person, or not saying accuse them of things and put all the blame on them, but think about what you want in your next person, right? Don't go back into the same type of situation. Don't go through that period of time before your highs come back. Cause your highs is gonna come back, right? You gonna get your phone gonna start going crazy again sooner or later. But if you don't do no reflecting, you're gonna choose the same type of person, and it's gonna be upsetting because you're gonna go through the same things, and then you're gonna get frustrated because you done been through that before, and then it's gonna cause you to go on Twitter and Instagram and be like, it ain't shit, it ain't shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it begins, by you not thinking about what happened and why it happened. Hey, but what can I say? I'm not no love doctor or anything like that. I'm just a guy that just thinks about things a whole lot critically, logically, with a bit of emotion into it. If listen, I'm not saying you should listen to me, but I would listen to me if I was somebody else, because you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes sense. You can't yeah. I mean, if you think differently, just put in the comments what you think I said wrong, or what reasons you have for not necessarily evaluating the relationship, or what are some situations to where you can't take accountability for the things that the other person did. Because I think personally that you can be accountable for just about anything that you want to be accountable for, right? No matter if they cheated, or because there's steps in the beginning, like you chose this person, and then you could probably argue it by saying, how was I supposed to know this person was a cheater? I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could have talked to one of his exes or something like that, and found out what type of person he was and why they didn't work. If you was really serious about a person, because I hope y'all not just out here just getting in relationships just for Instagram pictures. Like, I hope, or to get into clubs, or whatever reason. Like, I hope you're not tying yourself to this person just for material things and status. Yeah, because she can get shaky with that. Because if he loses his shakiness, I mean, if he loses his pause, if he loses his status, like, then you're gonna be done with him. If you got with him for status, like, you're not even gonna look at him the same, because he's not that person that you saw before. You know what I thought about today? And this is completely off the cycles, right? But this is me thinking from my cycle. I want in my next woman to find out how she deals with, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I want to find out how she deals with tough times. I want to figure out what her attitude and thought process is during tough times. I'm not like manifesting tough times on a future relationship by any means, but I can't tell the future. So it's just, I just want to know. Maybe we're down for a month. But when you're down for a month, you don't know how long it's gonna be, right? Like you just, that first week come, that second week come, that third week come, and you're like, what the fuck going on? And then that fourth week come, and you don't know if it's gonna be a whole nother month at that point. So I wanna know how, when I start dating, I gotta figure out a way to figure out how she deals with tough times or heated times and heated moments. Is she able to, whenever she noticed somebody getting uh getting tense with her or having some type of animosity, is she able to odd that, right? Because the thing I do is I can notice when somebody is getting mad, and with being able to do that, I'm able to contain myself from getting mad and, you know, going back at a level that they're going at, right? It's like, I already know what you're doing right now. I already know what you're doing. I'm past that already. So let me go ahead and speak from a logical point of view instead of getting my temper and whatever raised up. You know, you females like to take off y'all earrings and shit. But no, back to the cycles though. Back to the cycles. Remember, it's a cycle. You're just in that part of the cycle. Be aware of that. Know that your time is coming back around. But while you are in that low or in that recovery stage, be working on yourself. Be really working on yourself and really thinking about what you value in a woman, or what type of traits do you not want her to have? What type of things do you not necessarily want her to be into? Like, and I say that like a woman that watches a lot of, sadly to say, uh, like Love and Hip Hop and Maury, Jerry Springer and shit like that. Like I can't really think of no modern shows because I don't really be watching TV. But women that be watching, and it goes both ways. I'm just saying women, right? Because I date women. Women that are into that type of thing usually tend to carry those types of thoughts, right? It's entertaining to them. So they like the way those other women think. And I'm not saying they're gonna, okay, listen, I'm going too deep into this conversation. Cycles, 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 cycles. Be aware of what part of the cycle you are in so you will not get depressed and down on yourself. Know whenever you are in your high, try to continue to make things better. Be paying attention to what you like about this moment right here. Enjoy that moment. When you're in your low, just know you are in your low and you need to do some thinking. And then everything will get better. This has been, one more thing. I know this last episode was supposed to be the last episode of the Psych Expansion Podcast with just me. Like, this episode technically was supposed to be the episode where I have guests on. But for some reason, UPS, there's this mixing board that I ordered that I can take around and interview people and whatnot. I've ordered the mic, I ordered the mic stand, I have everything. But my mixer did not come in. Like, they actually, UPS came to my house and tried to deliver it, but it said a signature was required. I didn't request a signature because I knew I wasn't going to be home. So I'm not sure why they did that, but unfortunately I couldn't record an episode with a guest. But I do really, really look forward to doing that. Next Wednesday we will for sure have a guest on, and it will be season 2 of the Psych Expansion Podcast. I hope that you guys are not upset with me. I love y'all. Thank y'all for continuing to tune in. We're gonna grow together. Listen, I'm gonna be doing live shows. Not right now, but in the future, right? In the future, y'all gonna remember me saying this right here, right now. This thing is gonna be bigger than ever, right? I have plans, major plans for this. I want to go on a tour. I want to start doing live Q&As. I want to just start sending gifts out like every other month to my supporters that subscribe to my uh I don't know, what is it called? What's the thing called? I can't even remember the name of it. But the people that support me, right? I just want to be able to send out gifts and whatnot. Yeah, this has been your episode of the Psych Expansion Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm out.